Today on Dr. Phil. His eBay ad compared his car to his wife.
The car's never seen snow. She can be as cold as ice. It's funny.
You didn't think so?
Not at all.
The trouble began early.
3 months after you get married, you're helping some lady get a breast augmentation operation?
I know, it looks awful. I know it does.
And only got worse.
There was a woman wearing my fur coat on his cell phone.
Actually, it's all she's wearing. Were you having an affair with her?
I wasn't at that point.
It's a battle of the exes.
You say she's a gold digger?
If I wanted your money, I would have married somebody much wealthier than you.
But Dr. Phil has some shocking advice.
I'm going to tell you what I think's going on here, and you're going to think I'm crazy. Let's do it. If we're going to do something here that matters, then we got to deal with the truth.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
If I can help get this family back on track, are you willing to do that?
Ready, free, take.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Do it, Dr. Phil. All right, now, can you imagine your soon-to-be ex-husband putting an ad on eBay comparing you to a used car? Now, you may have seen this story. Women were outraged when they heard it. Sabrina and Mark are getting divorced, and this just added fuel to the fire. Take a look, and then we'll talk about it.
The biggest thing I did to get back at my wife through the divorce process was I put an ad out on the internet to sell my car that compared the specs of the car to my soon-to-be ex-wife. Let's compare specs. Camaro, two-tone leather interior, ex-wife, two-tan leather exterior.
When I saw the car ad that Mark had posted, I was extremely insulted.
I really didn't give a how Sabrina was gonna feel about it. I can barely read this without laughing. Camaro, Brembo 4-piston disc brake system. Ex-wife doesn't know when to stop. Put the ad out there to just get attention to sell the car and to make myself feel a little better in an ugly situation. HID headlamps with integrated halo rings. Ex-wife, double horns, glowing red eyes, and sags in the wrong places. I felt absolutely justified in putting that ad out there. This one being my favorite. The Camaro is a spoiler. Ex-wife, spoiled. Rally stripe package in Inferno orange. Ex-wife, baby stripe package in stretch mark white.
The most hurtful line in the ad was the comment about the baby white stretch marks.
Oh, the truth is a bitch.
To see him say something like that after I gave birth to our child was just very hurtful.
Who couldn't laugh at this? I mean, come on. If you weren't feeling guilty that maybe some of these things were true, why in the hell would you be so upset?
You were just cracking yourself up.
Yes.
You thought that was just really hilarious.
Oh, that's what it was meant to be.
Yeah, it's just a joke. Well, here's part of the ad that Mark placed on eBay. He compares his soon-to-be ex-wife to his Camaro. It reads, "Her or the car, your choice, but the car is better looking and a whole lot cheaper. Let's compare specs. 2010 Chevy Camaro, soon-to-be ex-wife. Muscle car, pretentious witch. High-performance motor, motor mouth, low-performance brain." So you didn't find this funny at all.
No, it was extremely hurtful.
That was your intention. In fact, you said in the tape, this was my latest way to get back at her.
The main purpose of the ad was to sell the car. And it gave me a couple laughs, but yeah, there was some pokes in there that made me feel a little better about a hard situation.
Are you distancing yourself from it now? Are you regretful of it? Because you said this was my latest way to get back at her, and you couldn't even read it, you were laughing.
Yeah, I found it very funny. I did, and no, I'm not retracting away from it.
Okay.
It was an ad to sell a car.
All right, well, read this part of it.
Okay. As much as this car and my wife are loved and will be missed, I'm forced to part with both. So my loss is your gain here. The car has less than 10,000 miles on it. Her, a little more, just saying. The car has never seen snow. She can be as cold as ice. This car has extraordinary acceleration, superior handling, excellent value, head-turning looks, unique interior design, great fuel economy, and a throaty, boasty exhaust which beats a bitch mouth any day.
Okay.
It's funny.
Yeah, you didn't think so.
Not at all.
So how'd you find this? How'd you see it?
Actually, he had mentioned that he was selling the Camaro, and he had mentioned that it would be on Craigslist. Now, going through a divorce, we were told by both our attorneys and the judge that nothing was to be sold during this proceeding. So I actually went on there to kind of get proof that he's selling things, and that's how I found the ad.
What did you say to him about it when you saw it?
I don't know. I mean, mainly, I cried. I just told him that I can't believe that you would do this.
How'd you feel when she saw it?
I was pretty defensive of it. I'm trying to sell a car, and the fact that she was taking so much
Well, actually, you told
offense.
us what you said about it. You said, and I quote, I didn't give a about how Sabrina would feel about it.
Correct.
It did give me some satisfaction. I felt justified.
Absolutely.
Okay. How'd that turn out, by the way?
Well, the ad got a lot of attention, but the car ended up getting repossessed anyway. I never sold it.
So maybe you don't have a future in the ad.
No, apparently I don't. No.
In the ad business. Why did y'all get married? Why did you marry her?
I married Sabrina because she was the girl I wanted. She was my girl. She was the girl I wanted to have my family with.
So, who filed for divorce here?
I did.
This time?
Every
No.
time.
That's not true. I filed the first time.
But I was in the process of filing, so this will be my third time.
Let me see if because I kind of put a timeline together. Because, you know, one of the things that I wonder about is why people get married if they do some of the things that are attributed to them. Because you guys met, and it took 10 months before you dated after you met.
Correct.
Right? Okay. You wind up getting married 4.5 years after you met.
Correct.
So this kind of unfolded. You had an opportunity to really know each other.
Yes.
Okay. Now, 3 months later, you say, and I think you even agreed, that you're helping some lady get a breast augmentation operation. Help me out understanding that.
I was spending a heck of a lot of time at work. I wasn't getting any time to discuss anything. Do you have any time with my new wife? I think that there was an over-exaggeration of a situation still to this day, which we never got over.
Why were you involved in that at all?
Well, quite simply...
Because you weren't seeing your wife very much?
I was just looking to help somebody for the attention and how it made me feel of it. Quite frankly, this woman wanted to get some done. I was trying to help her find a way to do it. That's it.
Okay. And how does that come up in conversation?
I know it looks awful. I know it does.
Were you having an affair with her?
No, I wasn't at that point. According to my wife's terms, of course I was.
How did you think that would play at home with your wife?
It wasn't supposed to play out at home at all.
So it was a secret?
Yeah.
Okay, did she get it done?
No, she did not.
Okay, so then 6 months later, you moved back in.
Correct. And during this time, he allowed this friend of his to actually live in her home. So, I mean, not only is he helping her with her appearance, he's allowing her to live in my home. So, yes, after 6 months, I thought I made a mistake.
But you're not sexually involved with her.
Oh, I wasn't before she left.
Okay, but then you were.
No, we dated, yes.
Okay, so then you file because 6 years in now, you find out that he's had a child with another woman?
No.
Oh. No, no, I want you to clarify this.
He, again, had a friend outside of our marriage, and she was giving him love letters. And I think the first thing I found was the card in your truck that actually said that she loved you. And I believe that started the whole argument again of he's cheating on me, blah, 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 blah. During a week, he actually went away with her, took her with his family, and left his wife, me, at home.
Okay, but y'all are still living together.
Correct.
At the time,
this
and you went off for a week vacation with somebody else?
Okay, this is after, but this is in the second process.
Do
This
you
isn't the
really
first
need
process.
a dance card for this to figure out which one are you
she just
talking
kept-
about?
I thought we were still talking about when we were split up. The first time, I didn't know where she was at.
Okay, so he's off on a vacation with her.
Correct.
She didn't have a child with him.
No, but
Nobody
when
had a
we
child
ended
with
up
me.
starting to get back together,
That's what I'm asking.
she started calling the house, if you recall, leaving messages that she was pregnant with your child.
I know, which was just crap. But
Well,
Okay,
I mean, don't
but-
look at me like I'm crazy for asking.
This is what happened.
She's
All right.
calling and saying she's having a baby.
We went for a weekend away with my family. She came along with us, as did a lot of people. There's a lot of my friends
But
there.
your wife was home.
That's right. You
I
didn't
was
want
home,
to go.
and you went with another woman.
Well, you didn't want to go.
It doesn't matter. You went with another woman.
But I didn't go with her. I went with a huge group of
Are
people.
you kidding me?
She was there. There's a lot of people there.
But I know she went with you.
What does that mean? What do you mean she went with me?
Oh, my Lord.
You know what it means.
I know what she means, but...
All right, let's take a break here. It's not just the ad that Sabrina's mad about. There's the provocative photo of her fur coat on another woman. Actually, it's all she's wearing in the photo. We'll talk about that when we come back.
When I first met Sabrina, she was a young girl, very tan, nice complexion, very, very pretty face, long blondish hair, and very well endowed. My first reaction was, wow, that girl's hot. Sabrina just has a certain way about her that people respond to, not to mention being 5'8", and me, a former football player, I wanted to have some big children. When Sabrina and I were out, I could hear her bragging about me. She made me feel like a superhero, without question. I was her stud. People noticed us as a couple. I thought that Sabrina and I would have the life everybody wanted.
The honeymoon period between Mark and I ended the day after my wedding. Our honeymoon started off great, but unfortunately I did get sick. And I remember Mark saying that he wanted to go out for a little while, and I thought, you know, it's our honeymoon, why not?
And we had befriended some folks. I decided to stay out and have some extra fun while she was back in our bungalow resting it up.
The next time I woke up was probably about 6 o'clock in the morning, and my husband was nowhere to be found.
You're on a resort. There's only so many places you can go, only so much trouble you can get in.
I remember calling down to the front desk and saying, hey, listen, I can't find my husband, he's not here.
I get 1 foot in and pow, you know.
My first response was to take off my wedding rings and throw them at him.
What are you doing? We're in another country, and what if there's an emergency and I couldn't find you and I'm drunk? And on top of it, you know, what are you supposed to say to all that? I'm sorry.
Mark explained to me that he just passed out on somebody's floor, and of course I was livid.
Nothing happened that I hadn't done before, so I didn't expect it to be a problem.
This is your first night on your honeymoon.
No. This was the 5th night of the honeymoon.
5th night of the honeymoon. And you didn't come home that night.
No, I came home late. But neither one of us had been feeling all that great all week, and she was not feeling well, which...
You apparently rallied because you stayed out until...
Yes.
Well, he says the first year of their marriage was, well, he says it was a train wreck. She says he's been acting up since day one. Take a look.
My ex-husband has been behaving extremely badly. He's taken all of my jewelry and sold it all. Mark actually broke into this and took all of my yellow gold.
I took some of her jewelry, which she hadn't worn in years, made about $2,000 on it. She cried and behaved like a child would have after losing their favorite toy.
Mark has actually tried to sell my fur coat.
Tried to sell it. I left it at a friend's house, a female friend.
There was a woman wearing my fur coat on his cell phone.
This female friend of mine took pictures of herself wearing the fur coat, a pair of high heels, and nothing else, which I got quite the kick out of.
So my immediate reaction was to go to my closet to find my coat, and my coat wasn't there.
She lost her mind. Upset is not the word.
Seeing this woman wear my coat, not wearing anything underneath it, infuriates the crap out of me.
She's not my girlfriend. She's a girl who's my friend. Starts going through credit card records and discovers a particular female that I had been trying to help out with some things and lost her mind over it.
When I found out that my husband was going to finance a boob job for another woman 4 months after we were married, I was livid.
She was very jealous of this woman, our entire marriage.
Mark has never, ever admitted to cheating on me, and in my heart, I know he has. After I filed for divorce, Mark had left his cell phone around a couple of times, and I actually went through it.
Happened all the time, actually.
And some of the messages that came in were, damn, right now I wish your tongue was licking. I can't wait to be with you again. I want you so bad. Mark always told me that these women were contacting him because they needed help.
There's no question that I've behaved badly.
So these women needed help.
Yes.
And you apparently are a very helpful guy.
My goodness.
Hey, it is what it is. I'm just...
I know it is what it is.
Please, explain this away. I'm happy to hear...
Explain this away. It's just simple. I'm a guy that was used to getting attention from my wife. And then that just, boom. And coupled with some other things in my life, I felt alone. So, yeah, I befriended people.
Was part of that poof when you started helping this woman get a boob job? Was part of that
No, that poof
when
happened well before that.
Yeah, okay.
We were married 4 months. And, I mean, we got home from our honeymoon, and it was like immediately, you changed.
How come I was doing the exact same things before we got married and you were with me, and now
And you
we're
know
married
what?
and we're not, and you're not?
And
you just chose
I
not
honestly
to.
thought that after we were married, you would be a married man, not a single man.
Well, what does that mean?
Being with your wife, starting
wanted
a
to be
family,
with my
being
wife.
married.
I wanted
no,
to be
you
with my
wanted to
wife.
go out and
That's-
party it up with all of your friends.
Do you know what... Is there not unwinding time allowed? Do you know what it takes
Have
to
I-
make the kind of money that was needed to be made to have the life that we wanted to have?
Have I ever
that you wanted
unwinded
to
with a
have?
man without you?
I don't know, because you know what? I never worried about it.
You do know.
I never worried
You
about
do?
it.
No.
I believe that you didn't. No,
Right.
I don't think you did.
So if I would have done what you did, would that have been acceptable? Would you have found it acceptable that I was spending my time with another man? 4 months into our marriage?
No, I suppose not.
Okay.
Not if there wasn't a good reason for it, I suppose.
There is no good reason. You and I were married.
According to your definition of what what even cheating or straying from our marriage is me spending time with another woman.
Whom I didn't know.
Okay, forget even that for a second. Me spending time for another woman and me discussing things with a woman. You're upset that now I spend time with my sister and talk about things that I used to talk about.
Well,
with
wait a
you.
minute.
But
Go ahead.
my whole point is this, is through that whole process, I was more under that process than I've been cheating on you with your mother since we were dating. Because I spent more time with her and talked to her more than I ever did you.
That wasn't your sister naked in that fur coat, was it?
I wish it was right about now.
That was a friend, and this friend that's a girl is naked in your wife's fur coat. Who is this woman?
I've been friends with her for a couple of years, actually,
And-
not on like
and
a
where was
regular
the coat?
basis.
Was it at your
The
house?
coat was at her place because I was trying to keep it from her while I was trying to sell it.
Then that's theft. I mean, it's a whole other question. But you took the coat from her.
You can't actually steal from your wife.
Did you also did you also ungive the jewelry that you melted down and sold?
I guess so. Some of it.
It wasn't your stuff to take.
It's
It was
stuff.
mine.
You haven't been a little angel in all of this either. So we're going to talk about all of that. Now, Mark also called his mother-in-law a windbag in the eBay ad. She's going to talk to us, see what she says about that when we come back.
I put an ad out on the internet that compared the specs of the car to the specs of my soon-to-be ex-wife. It was getting great response right off the bat. Most people thought it was pretty damn funny. I had a couple of favorite parts, one of which referred to her mother. Camaro has 6 standard airbag. My ex-wife has mother-in-law windbag. That was a great one. That was a pretty good touch.
Well, Sabrina's mom, Justine, says that Mark flipped a switch after he married her daughter. Take a look.
Mark is a liar, a cheat, a manipulator. About a year into their marriage, Mark started enjoying the company of other women. He was flaunting it, and Sabrina just felt devastated. I thought he truly loved my daughter. Since they've split, he's called her a whore. When I heard Sabrina reading the ad over the phone, sobbing uncontrollably, it was very difficult to hear her. And I'm not surprised that there was a comment about me. I've never been a windbag. Oh, I don't want Sabrina to work it out with Mark, because it just doesn't work.
What did you want to say? I assume you read this ad and weren't thrilled with it.
No, I wasn't thrilled with it. No, because it was so hurtful to my daughter. and so personal and so cruel. And just when you think Mark had done everything possible to hurt her, he comes and does something else.
I'm curious what all three of you think about this, because I was kind of going through a timeline before. I just want to check up on this. So you get married to him after a fairly long ramp up. You get married to him. He doesn't show up one night on your honeymoon. 3 months after you get back in, you find out he's helping some lady get some cosmetic surgery. You then find out other things that things are troubling you along the way. He files for divorce, then you file for divorce, and y'all just wake up after that and say, the smart thing for us to do is have some children. Now, that just doesn't make sense. Now, riddle me that. I just don't understand how that makes sense.
I thought that things were good. I thought that, you know, we both made mistakes during the first part of our marriage.
Didn't hurt that I was making a buttload of money either, did it?
We didn't decide to have a baby to fix us. We decided to have a baby because we thought that all this garbage was behind us.
But you say it's because she's a gold digger?
I'm not saying she's a gold digger, but if you asked any of the people in my life prior to us together, they would say she is. I never wanted to believe that. But then after I come home one day and my entire house is empty after I got a kiss goodbye in the morning, it starts to look like that might be true.
So you think she did all of this over 6.5, 7.5 years to get your couch?
No, sir. My couch? I really love that couch, though.
I'm going to sucker this boy in and get his
I know
couch.
you are. I know you are.
Okay, money's been a big issue since they're split. I mean, let's take a look at this.
Sabrina goes right for the jugular on every occasion, taking shots at me as my status as a father. I'm not taking care of my kids, and I don't take care of anything. She has definitely tried to lop my off every chance she gets.
I really think that I've been pretty easygoing on him.
She takes my kids because it's the only control she still has over me. Sabrina withheld my kids from me for almost a week.
I didn't let him not see the kids to get back at him.
It's bull for my ex to use my kids to get me to behave the way she wants me to behave. She lost that right when she filed for divorce.
I have not done anything remotely close to what he's done to me.
It's definitely the most frustrating thing in my divorce has been the money. Every single conversation revolves around, when am I getting my money? Sabrina believes money grows on trees. I was warned about Sabrina before our marriage. Family in particular thought Sabrina might be after my money. That's what always scared me the most. And here it is today.
Okay, so is this really about money? Or are you feeling used?
I think that the more money was around, the more ease there was in our lives. You know, it's when I said no for the first time that things went downhill. That's when it started.
Have you attacked him in this?
About money?
Well, partially. He says you've said hurtful things to him as well. Quote, you're a deadbeat and a piece of Quote, I wish you would kill yourself. You've ruined your children's lives.
I've never said, I wish you would kill yourself.
You never said, why don't you just kill yourself and put yourself out of my misery?
No.
That's a lie.
I never said it. No, I said it that I wish you weren't here anymore. I never would say something like that.
Lie.
You
said it. You said it point blank to my face.
Yes, I ask him about money all the time because right now I'm the only one who's taking care of our children. My 2 boys.
Who was taking care of you and our kids the entire time?
Financially, I worked, though. You forget that. I did work.
At my company.
And then I worked 2 other places after your company.
And while you were working, who was watching our kids?
My mother.
My child, your mother. And who paid your mother?
You paid my mom.
Thank you.
But not all of it. It's not about money.
All right, let's take a break here. Well, Mark says, quote, I got duped. I busted my ass to give the world to her, but the little has been spoiled since she was born.
If you, I mean, the world to me is not you going around and on me. If I knew that this is what was going to happen,
What is the world to you? Because I'd sure like to know.
You didn't give me the world.
I tried. I couldn't make you happy with anything.
No, you didn't. You spent all. You didn't.
I gave you everything you ever wanted until one day I said no more.
No.
It got to a point where I didn't know. I could not make this woman happy no matter what I did.
But it wasn't about the money.
It wasn't about the money to me either.
It wasn't about the money. I never wanted your money.
I didn't feel...
If I wanted your money, I would have gone and married somebody much more wealthier than you.
Did you offer her money to stay in the marriage?
No. I asked the question if there's anything I could do, and she said no, so I offered nothing. I mean, you
Justine says Mark offered Sabrina a huge amount of money in the thousands of dollars to stay in the marriage. Did he or didn't he?
Yes.
Why do you say that? He says no.
He asked her what it would take to stay in the marriage. If I made, you know, X amount of dollars, a large amount of money, would that help? Would you stay? Yes, he did offer her.
When was this?
You did.
When was this?
You thought it was about money. You thought I was leaving you because it was about money.
I did everything for her, not for me. I didn't buy a company for me. I didn't need that. I didn't need to make more money. I know we had a lifestyle we wanted to live, which was directed by what you wanted. I wanted you to be happy. I didn't need a big house or a great car or any of that stuff. I didn't need that stuff.
Then why'd you go buy a Camaro? I didn't
why did
really,
we buy the Camaro,
no,
by the way?
We didn't.
Why did we buy a Cadillac for you?
For our child, that's why.
Oh.
All right, we're going to take a break here, and when we come back, I'm going to tell you what I think's going on here, and you're going to think I'm crazy. We'll be right back.
Mark proposed to me on December 23rd, 2003. I came home to a note on my countertop that said, "There's a message for you outside." I walked outside, and in the snow with Christmas lights were, "Will you marry me?" It was shocking because I wasn't expecting it. The way that he had proposed was really clever. Even today, still I get teary-eyed over it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, the breakup with my ex has been an 11. It's an absolute nightmare.
The things that have happened, and I can't forget them, and I can't forgive. This divorce is really happening. There's no turning back.
Well, Mark says his marriage has been a roller coaster of emotions. Despite all the bad behavior, he just doesn't seem to be through with what's going on here. Sabrina says she's through. I really question that. They're currently awaiting their divorce to be finalized. There are children involved here. During the interview with Mark, he really told us what he thought and felt about his kids. So take a look.
I'm just picturing him on there, you know. I was picturing him swinging and stuff, you know. Said, "Daddy, push me," you know. Sorry. You can't put into words how much I miss him. You can't. There's no way for me to say it. Unless you got kids and you don't see them every day like you used to, you don't know. And I can't tell you.
And how do you feel about those children?
I don't care about anything else anymore other than those children. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me. If there's anything I was born to be, it was a daddy. And I think I'm a pretty damn good one.
Do you think he loves his children?
Absolutely.
So this went all really, really wrong.
Absolutely.
I think the big problem here is that you guys are still very much in love. If we were in the 4th grade, he would be pulling your pigtail instead of putting an ad on eBay. He would be chasing you around the lunchroom. You talked about when he proposed to you. Let's take a look at this proposal again.
Mark proposed to me on December 23rd, 2003. I came home to a note on my countertop that said, "There's a message for you outside." I walked outside, and in the snow with Christmas lights were, "Will you marry me?" It was shocking because I wasn't expecting it. The way that he had proposed was really clever. Even today, still I get teary-eyed over it.
Why did you say yes?
Because I loved him.
What did you love about him?
Everything. He was my knight in shining armor. He was who I wanted to spend the rest of my life with.
Merging two lives together is not always the easiest thing in the world to do.
No, it's not.
It just isn't. It's not easy.
And there's no manual for it.
No, actually there is. I wrote it in 2008. It is aptly named Relationship Rescue. I will give you each a copy and on tape before you leave. Is it possible that you are just 2 or 3 decisions away from having had the dream you wanted?
Absolutely.
It wasn't that you found out that he wasn't even almost who you thought he was. You just found out he had some flaws you didn't anticipate.
Correct.
And as a result, we're in this. And you say, this was just my current way to get her. This is my current way to get her.
Yes, sir.
Now, we're going to take a break here. When we come back, I'm going to tell you why that's the dumbest thing you've said today, and that is no small statement.
Right.
I'll be right back.
I take all the responsibility in the world for our marriage getting screwed up. I mean, I know I f***ed up. I messed up bad by straying away from my wife. I did a lot of things wrong. And at this point, I'm the only one that's accepted any responsibility for it. Even after all this, I would still go back with Sabrina.
I've said that people in America get divorced too soon, and that the only time you're ever ready to get a divorce is when you can honestly say you have absolutely no unfinished emotional business with your partner. Neither of you are in that position. You fail that by 100% on each of you. The second test is what you would say to your children if they ask you one day, "Mommy, why did I have to grow up without my daddy in the home? Daddy, why did I have to grow up without my mommy in the home?" If all you can say is, "Well, we just started kind of acting like idiots and got in each other's way, so we just quit." You won't be able to say, "You know, we did everything possible that we could do. We decided that it was in your best interest if we remained your parents, but we lived separately. And you haven't earned the right to do that. You are immature. You are immature. Emotionally, you're immature. You're a big, strong guy, and you're obviously very intelligent. You really do have so many good things about you, but emotionally, you're immature. You want somebody to constantly be pumping up your ego and telling you how wonderful you are so you can get out there and slay the dragon and conquer the world. And if she hits a rough patch where she doesn't do that, then you go seek it from anybody that will give it to you. You find some trollop at a restaurant, somebody co-worker, somebody here, somebody that will just simply step up and blow smoke up and do a cashotomy on you. Well, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling you the truth. And so they just say, "Oh, look at him. You know, I can go tell him how wonderful he is, and he'll just start shelling out money." You're getting used because you are immature. The dumbest thing you said since you got here was, "This was my latest way to get back at my soon-to-be ex-wife." But let me change that sentence. What you were basically saying is, this was the latest way to hurt my children's mother. If I can win out and show that I'm the winner in this, that's good for my ego, but my children pay the price. For every % that you gain, those children lose tenfold. Your measure of success is how much you can hurt the mother of your children. How sick does that sound?
Sounds horrible.
But that's exactly, precisely what you're doing. And tell me that I'm wrong when I say that in your absolute heart of hearts, you want to say, I have been childish because you have hurt me with rejection. And I'm sorry. Tell me that's not how you feel.
That's exactly how I feel.
Well, then tell her that. Man up right now and tell the woman.
That's it. I'm sorry. I was hurt.
Look her in the eye.
I was hurt when you rejected me each and every time. When I didn't feel like I was good enough for you. And I was immature and childish in what I did.
Thank you.
And tell her, I've been ashamed. I do take pride in being able to provide and make money. And when I hit hard times, I felt ashamed of that. I felt like I let you down. Tell her.
That's exactly right.
I'm reading your mind. You know I am. Tell her.
I mean, that feels like hell. I feel like I let you and the boys down. And then to hear it from your mouth, made it brought the worst out of me, as opposed to the best. And I'm sorry.
One last thing that, don't say it if it isn't the truth, but we both know it is. I want you to tell her, it means so much to me to know that you're proud of me.
That means
when
everything.
I couldn't feel that, it hurt.
It means everything to me to think that you're proud of me. Everything. And when I didn't feel it, it killed me.
You think about what he's saying.
I just wish you could have told me sooner.
I didn't know how to say it till you put it in words for me.
I mean, I hope that that's the truth. And I hope that that's really how you feel.
I want you to do something for me. I want you to put your mind, your heart, and your divorce on hold, and it's on hold anyway, for 6 weeks. And let me hand pick someone to sit down with the two of you. At our expense, not yours. Let me hand pick someone that will sit down with the two of you and unravel this ball of yarn. So if you make the decision to go forward with this, you meet the criteria that I set forth, because I suspect that you may come back here after 6 weeks and say, you stopped us from making the biggest mistake our little family would have ever made.
Okay.
Will you give me that 6 weeks? Will you give me that 6 weeks? Absolutely. We'll be right back. Go to drphil.com to see how others say their divorces have gone. Did it get better or did it get worse? And let me tell you, if you're having problems in your marriage and you think, well, okay, it's time to get a divorce, don't think that's the easy road, because what you think's hard now is just going to get harder. That's why sometimes you got to take a real hard look at if you're ready. You can also vote via our Facebook page. Just click like and share your opinions there. I want to thank all of my guests for being here today. Thanks so much. So long.
Bounce, bounce, all the girlies bounce. Take 'em to my house, turn the party out. 1,000 times. Memories can kill ya, but it didn't hear ya. I thought that I could fly, but woke up on the asphalt. I swear there was the last time. I've always been naive. Call it.
You know we gon' get